Hi, this is Dion, and I'm the CEO of the WISE Academy, and I'm really delighted to have Dr. Clarence Tan with us today. And we're going to just give a little sneak preview about the seminar that's being held in Canberra on June 14th at the East Hotel. So welcome, Clarence. Thank you very much for taking your time.
Thanks, Dion. It'd be great to go down to Canberra and get a bit of chill.
Yes, have you been there before?
Many times, yes.
Awesome. So, look, I'm not going to give a background of Clarence. You can easily go to his website and find out a little bit about his bio. But Clarence, why is this seminar important to businesses?
I think the importance is for them to understand that they have to transform due to the disruption that's being caused by exponential technologies. But rather than see these technologies as a threat, they should see it as a great opportunity to be able to grow their businesses and themselves personally, exponentially.
So what do you mean by exponential? That seems to be can be a foreign term to the regular.
Yes. So I'm part of an organization called EXO Foundation, based in the U.S., a spin-off from Singularity University out of NASA. And we are basically helping corporations grow exponentially. And by that, we mean companies that grow not at 1x, 2x per year, but at 10x or more. The likes of Google, the likes of Airbnb, Uber, and so on. And I personally feel that it's very important for small businesses and startups to actually understand the attributes of an exponential organization and how they can go about looking at how they can transform their business into an exponential business.
It sounds actually kind of scary, for a micro or small business, and even myself, if I think about exponential organizations, it's all based around technology. Do they have to really embrace technology, or is it just a matter of understanding how to use the technology to grow their business?
Well, technology, particularly the digitization of businesses, is the main growth driver for businesses. I mean, look at books. Basically in the old days, you buy a novel or a book, and essentially a bookshop can only hold that many books. Today, you can go on Kindle and have like almost every single book in the world. Or Google has the Gutenberg project, where basically almost every single book that is off the IP protection time limit is available for free. And essentially, I think if you digitize any music, any business that can digitize will allow you to grow exponentially very quickly. Obviously, not all businesses can grow exponentially, but I think it's still important for them to understand how the business environment around them is going to be disrupted due to the exponential growth of other businesses. I mean, look at Kodak, right? I mean, Kodak invented the very device that disrupted itself, the digital camera. They didn't see it as a tool for growing their business. They still saw themselves as a paper and chemical company, right? Kodak at its peak had about 135,000 people globally, and then it went bankrupt in 2012, the same year that Instagram sold to Facebook for $1 billion. And how many employees did Instagram have? 12.
Yeah.
And that shows you that you don't need a huge number of bumps and seeds to be able to grow a business that is valued at over $1 billion, a unicorn.
So let's look at accounting practices. There's been a lot of talk about robots and technology is going to wipe out the accounting
AI.
practice. Yeah. So just to give a brief example of like how if accountants and accounting practice came to our seminar, what would they get out of it?
Oh, well, I'll share my experience of being the keynote speaker for a global tax conference in Bangkok for Deloitte, where their CFO and the financial controller from their clients like Shell and so on were there. And essentially, Deloitte themselves predicts that within 5 years, all compliance jobs are going to go.
Wow.
So, if you are in that area, well, you better find a new niche or find a new area where you can grow your business exponentially, because anything that requires an intermediary, anything that is basically a lookup and regurgitate information like legal papers, like accounting, like auditing, that can be automated by a machine easily. I mean, we were taught the 3 R's, right? Reading, writing, and arithmetic. What does that actually do? It actually makes you do a computer, right? Read, write, and compute. And essentially, the machine can do that faster than us. So why would you want to do it? I mean, just give an example of disruption. I mean, look at the spreadsheets. In the old days, spreadsheets were called spreadsheets because they literally spread sheets of paper all across the room. So if I want to do a what if analysis and I said I want to change my revenue return by 10%, then everybody got to like erase all the numbers and recalculate it. Today, you could do the same task on a computer program, spreadsheet program like Excel or Google Spreadsheet, and literally in less than a second, you will have the number that you want without having to go through all that. That made an accountant even more productive. So don't look at technology and the disruption that comes to it as a negative. Look at it as a positive. We're actually going to make you more productive and opens up more opportunities for you.
Yeah. So we're going to be in Canberra, which is basically the home of government here in Australia.
Right.
What does this? How can governments embrace this philosophy of exponential organizations?
I think it's extremely important for the government to understand that. Coming back to the example on the Global Tax Conference where I was a keynote speaker, one of the things that struck me was as amazing, coming from the participants, was that the whole world, including Australia, is racing to the bottom, trying to cut corporate tax to attract investment. To balance the budget, they have to increase revenue somewhere. So a lot of countries chose the path of increasing sales tax or GST or VAT. Netherlands at 22%, and the UK is going up to 20%. But guess what? When you increase the GST or the VAT, the actual revenue taken by the government is actually less, actually went down, actually reduced. And if you're an economist, you say, well, it's demand and supply, right? If you increase costs, then obviously it's demand drop. And that's not the real reason. There were 3 reasons that were given to me that I thought was astounding. The main one is technology. In the old days, when you buy a big screen TV, it would cost you $20,000. At 10% GST, government collects $2,000. Today, you go to Aldi, you can buy the same big screen TV for like $500 or $600. The collection has gone down from $2,000 to $50. Another example is market research. In the old days, you would employ a company to do market research for you, and then they would pay sales tax, a GST on that. Today, what do? You go on Google. And Google tells the government that we are not a market research company, we make money from banner ads. And we're not based in Australia, we're based in Ireland or somewhere where there's a tax-free regime on market research, on banner ads. So essentially, the government loses collection on that. And the third most radical one that I heard was, in the old days, we would buy a pair of Crocs shoes, say for $100, $55 goes to tax, right? You go to the input tax, labor tax, sales tax. Today, you can download the entire blueprint of a Crocs shoe and 3D print it in your house, and the ink or the plastic reels cost less than €100 in Europe, and they don't get taxed. So essentially, the government loses all collection on that pair of shoes. So this is an example.
So look, once again, just a really brief interview with Clarence. So down in Canberra, if you're a startup, a brick-and-mortar business, a service-based business, or you're even representing government, please come along to the event. Begins at 5:30 Thursday, June 14th at the East Hotel. You can click on the link and just register, and we look forward to seeing you Thursday the 14th.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you and bring some sunshine to some nice warm sunshine to